because people are going to be walking past. But you know what? He walked past as soon as I started waving, so that's great. But let's start that over again. Hello, YouTube, and welcome to the Traveling Knitter podcast. I'm gonna do some natural light. I'm wondering if maybe I should shift to be facing this direction. Let's try that. Oh, but then I'm gonna be staring right outside. Let's just see. Does this work better? Yeah, I think it's a bit better. Let's just try this. I thought I would be here instead of my craft room because my craft room is not decorated for Christmas. There's already so much stuff in there. I don't feel like I need to clutter it up with decoration. So I thought I would show you the living room. There, have him facing. Or should I pull him? Yeah, I'll pull him closer. I really like this guy. I wanted the tree in view, but whatever, this will be fine. This is probably going to be a long episode. I don't want it to be long because I have so much to edit, but let's just jump right into it. So today is December 7th. My name is Steph. I am the Traveling Knitter. It is the first week of Vlogmas. It is Saturday. I am watching a car. I just need to not look out the window. This whole wall is just windows, and I have like thin curtains so I can see outside, and I'm pretty sure people can see inside, but whatever. So if you would like to follow me on any of the social medias, on Instagram we have the A Traveling Knitter podcast, so I'll put all that up as I'm talking about it. And I'm doing a kind of mini challenge of one post a day. Now I haven't done it successfully, but I did make up for it. Like I think yesterday I posted twice or something. So if you'd like to follow me there, and on Ravelry, my personal account is LuluisCrazy, and we do have a podcast group. So that's just the A Traveling Knitter podcast. So if you'd like to join that would be awesome. Don't have much going on right now, but as I've mentioned in a previous episode, I do have plans for a giveaway once we hit 200 subscribers. So one of the pieces of that will be that I would like you to be in the group because that is where I'm going to do the giveaway. Okay, so Goodreads, if you'd like to follow me there. Goodreads, I'm pretty sure I'm LuluisCrazy. It's kind of interesting because I think you can get to it by typing Steph Massard and LuluisCrazy. So both, I'm pretty sure, work to find me. If you have never heard of Goodreads, it is kind of like the Ravelry for book readers. It's an awesome website. It's definitely more of a company. Like, it's bigger, I should say. It's not run by just 5 people. It is run by a whole team, and it is huge. It's a huge part of the publishing community as well. So it's really good. I love Goodreads. I probably honestly spend more time on Goodreads than I do on Ravelry. So if you'd like to follow me there, you can. And I think that's it. So let's jump in. Completed quests? Alas, no. I unfortunately did not finish my weekender. I had made it a goal to finish it by the next time I podcasted, but 2 things happened. One, I was not able to bring it with me for Thanksgiving, so I did not knit on it at all during Thanksgiving. If I had, I would be finished. But because I didn't, it's not. And then the second reason is this week I have had a migraine, and with that migraine comes no knitting, no crafting, nothing. So yeah, it's not done. I'm not gonna beat myself up about it. I've made a lot of progress on it, so let me show that to you. I forgot to put a progress keeper on it, so I really don't remember how much I had knit on it, but I'm semi not following the instructions of separate and get a different needle, so I didn't do that. But this is the front. Yeah, so I've separated the sleeves and I am doing the front. I have just finished the short rows. So you can't really see it because I, again, did not put it onto a different set of needles because I didn't. I'm going to need to though, because my next step is to put them on smaller, or knit on smaller needles to do, I think, the ribbing or something. So I need to do that is my next step, and then I repeat that process for the front. If I didn't mention, this is the Weekender by Andrea Mowry, and you knit it inside out. So this is the stockinette side, which will be the inside, and the purl side with this detail here is the outside. And I'm knitting this with Knit Picks Stroll Tweed in the Down Heather and Flagstone Heather. So here is the tag for that, for one of them. And it is creating this beautiful marled effect. And I was inspired by Hey Sister Yarn Co. So Rachel on the Hey Sister Yarn podcast, she had made her sweater like this and I loved it and I wanted to make it, and I'm finally doing it. I am currently on my third, so my third of the light gray and the third of the dark gray. So that means I only have 4 more skeins left, but I just started these. So I believe I'm going to have extras. I think I might even have almost an entire like skein of each extra, which I won't be mad about because I think I'll make socks or a hat. So that's that. And I am going to put a progress keeper on this so I can track my progress, but really, oh, I hope I'm done. I really want this done before the end of the year because I think this would be a beautiful sweater to wear for Christmas. Jumping a little bit ahead, my mom and I went to a yarn store when I was there for Thanksgiving. One of her local yarn stores is Elgin Networks, so my mom and I tend to go to that. We go to that and we go to Welcome Stitchery because I like cross stitch, so Welcome Stitchery is a cross stitch store and Elgin Works is pretty close by and it's the yarn store, so we went to both places. And at Elgin Networks they had this tape measure. It's just so stinking cute. This tape measure was cheaper than the tape measure that they had with their name on it, but oh, it's so cute. And it has, so you can make it a keychain. I will not be doing that because I find that I don't have a lot of measuring tapes. Well, I have a lot, but they're all centimeters. Because I think I get them from my mom when I was little and I lived with my parents still, like normal children. And my mom, she had a bunch, but they are all centimeters. And I want it to be both, so inches and centimeters. So my mom and I, we got little snails, and I keep playing with it, and I know you shouldn't because that's how you break these retractable guys. So first quest, a lot of significant progress done on that. So the next things, I do have a hoe or a half object, and it is these socks. So these are the Follow Your Path by Kay Litton. She is Crazy Sock Lady on YouTube, probably all the socials, and this is one of her patterns. Now I did modify this because I'm just forever modifying socks, trying to figure out what will fit best on my foot. So with this, I made and I've done this before, and I'm still trying to decide if I like it, but I halved what the heel would be, instep or whatever. So this is halved, but then I started with 64 here, and then in the foot, I went down to 56. Because I find that the foot part tends to be looser, and this part tends to be tighter. Again, I really do believe it's because my calves are proportionately large for my leg. Like, my calves are almost the same size as my thighs, and I have strong calves. I played soccer for a while when I was younger. And I still play soccer, actually. I play soccer, so my calves are large. So yeah, this is just the 64, and then when I got here, I just I decreased to the 54 for this part. So this is 50, or not 54, gosh, I'm lying. So I decreased to the 56. I'm pretty sure it's 56, unless it's 58. Let's double check. 56. Started with 64, ended with 56. So I normally don't have a 56 for my socks, so what ended up happening is I just didn't think about how to do the toe. So my toe is really stubby, but it fits fine. So I'm just gonna do that for the second sock. The yarn is, let's see if I can find the tag. The yarn is Happy Fuzzy yarn in a fingering weight. It is a 75/25, but it is a superwash Corriedale in nylon. And the colorway is Vesuvius. So here it looks, this is what it looks like knit up. So mine spiraled. Here it is in the cake. And I did cast on for the second sock. So I got the ribbing done and I started the pattern. I don't know if I will purchase Corriedale yarn again. I find it very sticky, and if I did purchase it, I probably would not do cabling because I'm not finding it enjoyable to do cabling with this yarn. The next sock is my Gladys Socks. And I got some progress on those. So yeah, I did a lot of the socks is what I brought to my parents for Thanksgiving. So I mean, I finished the sock, cast on, and got significant progress in that, and got a lot of progress on my Gladys socks. These look very large, so I think these are gonna look great in some of my boots. So here it is. So I finished the ribbing and then this like welt kind of deal. It's not a welt, but that's what they look like. And then this V part, I really like that. I think that it adds a nice touch, and this is what looks like a boot cuff topper. And then this is seed stitch and then a bit of a pattern in between the two columns. So I'm really liking that. And this is being knit out of Knit Picks Hawthorne in the City Light Speckle, and this is an 80/20, and that is very blowing out. So yeah, you can see it is a faint green base, so it's like a white pale green base with flecks of green and a black and a yellow. And the Gladys socks are by General Hogbuffer. These are the socks that are on my Make 9 2019. I am like booking it on my Make 9. I have made significant progress fall, winter with my Make 9s because here are a pair of socks. Maybe this is being ambitious to want to have these completed by the end of 2019, especially because I am also working on these, but we'll see. I cast on something new. See, a lot of progress was made, just not in one project. And I have it in this beautiful bag. I love this bag. I got this little birdie bag at Vogue Knitting Live in Columbus at the Yarnbird. It's a yarn truck, so it travels. It's a yarn store inside of a mobile camper. So this is my Boho Blush, which is by Andrea Mowry, and it is another project on my Make 9. And here's how far I am on it. Doesn't look like much, but this is the first section. So I am finished with the first section, and I'm going to be starting on the second section. So the yarn that I'm using is Cozy Colorworks. It's 100% superwash merino in the colorway Brick. That is definitely blowing out there. Now, looking at the yardage, this is a very light fingering. So it's 550. So I think it's going to turn out smaller unless I add more stitches. And looking at this, I think I can add more stitches in the last section, which is section 11, but I need to be careful because the Boho Blush, it has a lot of fringe. So there's a lot of fringe here, and I definitely want to make sure that I have enough to do the fringe. Now, yardage wise, I definitely have enough. I have 3 skeins. And I'm loving the color. Now, I purchased this at Rhinebeck a couple years ago, and I thought it looked like tweed. It's not tweed. The specks just make it look like tweed because it's very tonal, and then the speckles are all a really dark color. I love it. Originally, I purchased it to make a sweater, but just looking at it, it's a light fingering, and I just don't really know what kind of sweater I would make. So I decided, you know what? You really want the Boho Blush. I love the color. It reminds me of the Boho Blush, like color-wise. So I thought that would be perfect. So that is another work in progress. That I will definitely not be finishing in 2019, though I am loving knitting on it. Lastly, let's take a little tea sip break. Lastly, I have another work in progress, but it is not knitting. It is cross stitch. And this is it. So this, and I'll pull the pattern up, it is Hands-On Design, the Cool Beans collection, and this is the Bruit. I love this. I don't drink coffee, but I would put this up. So here's what I have so far. I am stitching it in the called for colors. I am using all DMC, but the thing that I am changing is this blue. I'm going with a DMC 321, which is a very, I feel like it's a classic red. So like this line here, it says that it's 221, and if you look, mine is a lot darker. It gets a pinkish color. So I don't know if that was a typo or a mess up. I tried finding other people stitching this on Instagram, but I couldn't find a good hashtag. The only person I could find stitching it was the actual, like, for this. So I'm not really sure, but I'm okay with that because that means I can make the banner red. So I have it, I'm stitching it on Weeks Dye Works 30 count cappuccino. It's a long piece here, and I am stitching it in hand, so it's going slower, but I don't mind because currently my Q-snap is being used for Lois and Henry. So it's pretty long, and I'm thinking I can probably get, so this is a set. I think there's 9 in the set. I can probably do maybe 2 more. Potentially 2, definitely 1 more. So if I can get 2, I will, I'll grab 2 more for my mom and I'll make her some more. But this is a Christmas gift for her. She knows about it. She actually bought it. And I'm going to finish it really cute. I don't think I'm going to put it in a frame. I need to find something cute for it. I think it'd be cool if I could find, like either a miniature coffee cup or a wood cutout of a coffee or something like that, at Michael's or something. So that's that. So now we are into Smaug's Trove. Yes, Smaug's Trove continues. it was Black Friday, guys. And I didn't do a ton of damage, but we did buy some stuff. So first off, let's just run through the cross. It blows out when I look away. I'm not wearing highlighter. It's not me. So cross stitch wise, I did purchase a couple things. Okay, so one of the first things I purchased was Cinnamon Stars by Plum Street Sampler. This is such a, if you could say, cult classic. I love the colors. It's beautiful. It's definitely something that is more fall, and I want to have more themed decorations, and I think this would be perfect. So I grabbed that, and then this I love. This is a series. It is called Square Dance. It's by Heart and Hand, and this is the October, November, December. Another one I picked up is Bent Creek, and it's Fa La La. Oh, it's so cute. It's a little llama. Oh my gosh, I love this guy. And then I grabbed a fabric that I think could work for all of them. It is a lot, and it's R&R, which I'm not sure what R&R stands for, but it is a 28 count, and the color is Weathered Shingle. So it's like a, well, it's almost like a khaki color. I also grabbed Jack Frost's Tree Farm by Little House Needleworks. This is the topper. And I did get fabric for this. This is Picture This Plus 28 count Wren. And I thought that this would let the snow pop. Oops. So the original fabric, everything is falling. The original fabric is a lot lighter, so I thought this would be nice because of the snow popping. And I do plan there, it is a 7-part series, so I am going to stitch all of them on this. And then lastly, I grabbed another hands-on design, and this is Dear Tear, and it's the White Christmas collection. I really like this collection. It's very classic. It's interesting because it's kind of not my style, but I really like them, and I like the colors. Yeah, so I got this one. I do want to get all of them, and I do want to make them into ornaments. I also got more yarn from my mom. This is what she grabbed when she was in Germany. So it's just another 2 skeins of, is this Regia? Oh, it doesn't really, it's just Sachenmeier, which I thought was Regia, but Sachenmeier, Sockenwolle, Vierfädig. It's like a grunge. It's like a black and a very grungy army green. At the yarn store, so at Elgin Networks, I did pick up some yarn. I could not leave this. This is Turn. I really love this. I love singles. I hadn't purchased singles in a while, so I needed it. And then I decided I wanted to make a hat with mohair. So I grabbed Malabrigo Arroyo in the Choco color. And then I also grabbed a Rowan Kitsel Case. It's colorway 641. It is a purple. And then I will then have a pom-pom on top. So that will be a hat. I also wanted to show little scissors that I got in my advent calendar by Sweet Sparrow Knits. I love these. It's so beautiful, and I like them. I love them because I had every intention of purchasing rose gold stork scissors. I called them a heron in my Vlogmas because I just couldn't remember what this bird was. So that is it for Smaug's Trove, which takes us into a novel idea, which is where I talk about the books that I finished. And I finished 3 books. My commute means that I listen to audiobooks. Not every day. I tend to start an audiobook on Monday and then I listen to it in the mornings. So the first one that I listened to, I'll probably put it right here, is The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. I gave this 4 stars. It's definitely not the type of book, the style of book I would read. I would recommend listening to the audiobook because it is told in like a slam poetry style. So it was just really nice listening to it. I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much reading it because poetry is just not my thing. Just not my thing. So, yeah, so I really, really liked it. The book is about is she Cuban? Cuban American? I can't exactly remember, but she is Mexican, of Mexican descent, and her parents are traditional, and she just wants to have a boyfriend and, you know, be a teenager and be a poet, be a slam poet. And so she doesn't have a good relationship with her mom, and her dad is kind of just not there, not present, which is kind of similar to the American Panda book that I had just listened to. I really like this one. It did make me so, again, just irritated for this girl and the relationship she had with her parents, but I shouldn't tell you the ending. Well, part of the ending was pretty interesting because the ending was, you could interpret it differently because the style of poet or poem that it was written in, I guess you could read it either down or across. I don't know. I was listening to it on audio, so the author explained it, and then you got to listen to the ending again. So just in the different form. So highly recommend it. Again, I would recommend listening it on audio rather than reading it. Unless you like to read poetry, then have at it. Just not my thing. But I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was a really good book. At the beginning, I was, meh, but I really got into it, and I like the narrator. So the next book, I still have it here. Next book I finished was Aurora Rising, and this is by the duo Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoffs. So if you have been a long-time listener to the podcast, or you have listened or gone back and listened to some of my older ones, I did talk about the Illuminae files, which was by the same authors, and I gave this 5 stars. I loved it. I really, really loved it. The second book comes out next year, maybe March, and I cannot wait. I'm going to bookmark it on my agenda so that I can get it from the library. If this book goes on sale, I might even buy it. I'm going to buy the Illuminae chronicles or files. I go to Half Price Books and I check Book Outlet. I want them in hardback. I don't want them in paperback. So I haven't been able to find the first one in hardback at any of those places. So once I do, I'm gonna buy them. But I love this. It's another sci-fi adventure book. It's basically this team that gets stuck together and they are sent off on a mission that they just don't understand. They are sent on a mission and they're like, why are we on this? This is a stupid mission, like you don't even need people to do this. And then something happens and they realize that there's more to the story. And this was just, I wanted to read it in one day, but I couldn't because I'm an adult and I have to wake up stupid early to get to work so that I can leave at a semi-reasonable time so that I don't hit traffic, so that I'm not in my car for 3 hours every day. So I loved it. I cannot wait for the second book. And this reminds me that I really need to read Jay Kristoff's books, just his. I've read another series that Amy Kaufman did with, is it Megan Spooner? She did another series that I had no idea I was going to enjoy so much. I might have talked about those before too, but I listened to them on audiobook and I loved them. I loved them. So, and they're sci-fi. Sci-fi is normally not my thing, but I'm starting to like it more and more. So really liked this. I'm even reading a sci-fi, I'm reading a sci-fi book right now. Okay, now I hit it and we're crooked now. Okay. Yeah, so I'm reading a sci-fi book right now. I'm not going to talk about it because I'm not finished yet, but it's a shorter one. And then the last book I listened to on audio and I just finished it. It's not fantasy, it's contemporary fiction, literary fiction, adult literary fiction. It's called The Printed Letter Bookshop, and this is by Stephanie, I can't read my own handwriting. It's either Rear or, oh, damn it, I can't read it, dang it. It'll be on the screen for you to see, but I really like this book too. So I was listening to it, and then I was really getting into it, and I looked up, what are some of her other books? And then I realized, okay, don't get offended, but I am not a Christian. I'm far from a Christian. I'm agnostic, I'm atheist, whatever. I just don't believe in it. Because I personally feel that I don't need it. I'm okay if you believe it, that is totally fine. I'm just not the kind of person who needs it, I guess. I don't need religion in my life. So, I was looking at her other books, and underneath it said Christian fiction. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm still gonna listen to it. And, there's a little bit of faith in it, but it did not detract from the story. I still really, really enjoyed it. I ended up giving it 4 stars. So if you're like me and you're not really into religion, still listen to this book or still read it. Really, really good. If you do like Christian in your books, read this one. There is a little bit of it in here. Mainly, so the story is about, so this woman, Maddie, she owns a bookshop, but then she becomes ill and she dies. Now that happens right at the beginning, so that's not really giving anything away, but it brings together these women that are maybe not 100% happy with their lives. So you have one who is divorced and she's like such a grumpy lady. She describes a character as being like rude and grumpy, and I'm just like, you're describing yourself. And I'm wondering if that was put there to make you reflect that she is that grumpy person. And then we have another woman who just has a very difficult relationship with her daughter, and she just can't figure out how to mend it. And then we have our sort of main character, which is the granddaughter of Maddie, the bookshop owner. And she's a lawyer, and she inherits all of Maddie's things, and she's kind of straddling those two worlds. The faith aspect really does not come in until sort of at the end, and then there's a little bit of like Bible verses, but that's it. So I really, really enjoyed it, and I am going to check out her other books because this one was great. It was about books. I love books about books. Just it's almost like cozy squared, if we can say that. So that was a really, really nice book. A really nice book to listen to in the car. And it had a bit of a holiday, it's like a seasonal book because there were different descriptions of window displays that were seasonal, and then there was a lot of book talk. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. So those are the 3 books I read. A really good 2 weeks of reading. The fact that it's 2 4 stars and a 5 star. So really enjoyed it. And that basically brings us to life stuff. So if you're not here for life stuff, bye. I have been dealing with headache, migraine, who the heck knows. It sucked. It's like, even now I don't feel 100% good. My preferred medication is Advil. It works the best. I have Tylenol, Motrin, Aleve. Wait, is Motrin for cramps? No, I don't remember. But I've tried a bunch, and Advil just always worked the quickest. I kind of called it like the point of no return. What would end up happening is if my headache got so bad and I didn't take something, I would end up throwing up from it. And in high school, my mom took me to the doctor. They did like a CAT scan and stuff because they were like, well, maybe there's a tumor in your brain. They didn't find anything. They couldn't really say what was wrong other than you just get bad headache / migraines. So whatever. But lately they've never lasted this long. I used to be able to just sleep them off and then they would go away, but lately my headaches last, like this one started on Monday and it's still there. Like, I can tell it's still there. It's not gone. So I just don't know. I think I need to go to the doctor and see, but I just started my new job, so I'm not really sure about the medical stuff yet. I'll probably do it in the new year, but yeah, so that's been really crappy, and that is why I don't think I've sounded as chipper on my Vlogmas, so I apologize for that, but it's really hard to be chipper when you just want to chop your head off because it hurts so much. So yeah, but some of the cool things I did was I saw Frozen 2. I loved it. Again, my Vlogmas probably does not show how much I loved it, but I did. I really, really did love it. And I listened to the soundtracks, I listened to the soundtrack. I didn't want to listen to it until I had watched Frozen 2. I had seen some things, like I saw part of Panic at the Disco's version of Into the Unknown, and then I had seen little clips of Frozen 2 because some of the actors had posted them and Disney had posted one of the scenes, so I just kind of like can't look away. So I'd seen that, and then of course I'd seen the trailer, like the original trailer of Elsa trying to walk over the waves. So really like it. If you haven't seen it yet and you like Disney, watch it. Really good. Don't wait for it to go on to Disney Plus. It was a really good second movie. Me watching it, or when I watched it, there was like weird sound balancing issues. So when Into the Unknown started playing in the theater, I'm kind of listening to it and I'm like, what have they done to Indina's voice? Like, she has a very powerful voice, and when she like lets go on some of the higher notes or her just the elongated notes, it would cut, so it would kind of get a little bit quieter, and then the music would get louder. So it just sounded weird, and that she's supposed to, like with Let It Go, she's like sing like when the storm, or let the storm rage on, and she says on, and it's like so powerful, her voice matches the music. It wasn't doing that. So I was a little bit disappointed there. So I listened to the soundtrack. The soundtrack, great. The tone, the balancing issue isn't there. So I don't know if the speakers at the movie theater were causing that problem. I didn't really notice it with the other songs, but again, like Kristen Bell has a soprano voice that isn't, like, it's beautiful, but it just doesn't have the same power behind it. So I didn't hear the problem with hers, really with any of them. So I don't know. I loved it, really, really enjoyed it, and I might watch Frozen tonight because I've been craving. On the way home, I listened to both soundtracks multiple times, and loved every second of it. So yeah, watch Frozen 2. there are actually a lot of movies in the theater that I want to see, but I don't like watching movies alone. I watch movies alone at home, but I don't like going to the theater alone. At that point, I'll just wait for it to come out. So maybe some of my friends will go watch them with me, but what else has happened? This is the first year I did not go to Black Friday, or did not go Black Friday shopping, which felt really weird, but also not weird at all. I couldn't bring anything with me on the plane. I was only allowed a backpack and a small backpack, which I made large, but whatever. So I couldn't really bring anything with me, so I didn't buy anything, but I did do Black Friday shopping online. So that was really weird, and so I got my Ked shoes. I tried them on and they don't fit. They're just too tight, which is just frustrating. And we're gonna pause because people are walking by. There's been construction at my apartment complex since the tornadoes hit, which has been a very long time. So that's been really frustrating. You know, you pay so much money and then there's construction the whole time. Whatever. So yeah, I bought the shoes. I wear a size 7.5 in almost all shoes. Sometimes I wear a size 8, sometimes I wear a size 7, and of course they're just too small. So, I mean, they fit, but I know as soon as I wear like thicker socks, then they're just gonna hurt my feet. They're gonna cause my toes problems. So I need to figure out how to exchange them to get a larger size, which is why I hate online shopping for clothes. Same thing with this dress. So I bought this dress. See? That's like pretty short, right? For like a sweater dress. So when I raise my arms up, yep, it gets really short. I've got shorts on underneath, but still, I probably wouldn't have bought this if I had tried it on at Target. I love it, it's really comfy, but I had bought it with intention or purpose, the purpose being for work. But, oh well. My mom and I went to a craft show, and I did get one thing. This is not a project bag. It's like a food bag. It has like food safe material on the inside, and her pattern, her fabric was amazing. I got 2. So I took one of them home, and then my mom is wrapping the other one for Christmas. But is this not amazing? The other one I got is classic Disney movies, but like sketch drawings. So you still have the lines for the faces and stuff. So I love this. She has a Facebook group where you can order more, and she said that's where all her fabric was listed. I just want to know where her fabric is from, because I want to make project bags out of this. I love it. I've been apartment hunting. It hasn't been so successful, frustratingly so. I had booked appointments and no one was there. I got a confirmation for one of them, and then when I get there, the whole place is under construction. The office was in one of the apartments and it was closed. No one would pick up the phone. So then the next place, I had not received confirmation. Like, I got an email saying, you will receive an email or a phone call from us. No one called me, no one sent me an email, nothing. So then I called them, they wouldn't pick up. So I was not gonna trek all the way there because I was walking. So then I tried to go to some other places, but all of them were closed. Like, it said they were open, but then when you got there, there was a sign that said, we're closed for a Christmas party, or sorry, the office is closed today. I don't know what it was, but I had the worst luck. So I just got frustrated, and of course I had my headache, so that wasn't really helpful. Ugh. Then I went to Brassica with one of my really good friends. I love him. He's actually a big reason why I have my new job. So that's always going to be a big part. I'm always going to appreciate him for that. So yeah, but I had dinner with him and, you know, we chatted, I knitted a bit. Brassica is great if you're ever in the Columbus area. Brassica, it's like a Chipotle style. Did I talk about this when I went to VKL? But it's like a Chipotle style Mediterranean. So I got a pita. I got a pita sandwich with brisket. That's normally what I get. And then I don't like the cauliflower in it, but I like to get the cauliflower, scrape it off, and then eat the cauliflower separately. Because the cauliflower, once you buy the brisket, then all the other things, because the brisket's the most expensive, so all the other things don't cost anything when you include it. Get the eggplant. The eggplant is great. So did that, and then we saw Frozen. Really, I think that's it. I've been enjoying Vlogmas, so the Vlogmases that I have watched, or that I am watching, is Molly of a Homespun House. I did sign up for Patreon because I love her Vlogmases. And then I am watching Sweet Sparrow Knits, Julie, and Gabby from Once Upon a Corgi, because those are the two advents I have. I am watching Sandy of By the Lakeside, Constance of Stitching Over the Days. She is a new podcaster that I found and I really like, just because her style is so different, and she's in the like she's not in New York, like I feel like a lot of podcasters are, or the more well-known podcasters are. So of course Jacqueline of Brooklyn Knit Folk. I have not yet watched Vine, but she's on my list probably today to watch. Birch and Lily, she's also a new podcaster. She's in Michigan, but she is originally from Canada. I know there's more that I'm watching, but that's all I can think of off the top of my head. We're under an hour, which is pretty crazy. So I'm just gonna end it here. Move my table back into my craft room, move all this stuff, and edit. That's what I'm gonna do now, is edit. So thank you so much for watching. Again, please subscribe, like, comment, all the stuff. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Goodreads, join the Ravelry group, and once we hit 200, we are gonna do a giveaway, and I still need to buy some stuff for it, but I'm excited. And with that, we need to go because they are now doing loud construction. All right, bye guys, and I hope you guys are having a fabulous Christmas, fabulous holidays, and I don't know if we'll do another technically we would do another podcast, but with the holidays, you never really know. So if I don't see you before then, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Solstice. Is that in December? I really don't know, but I hope you guys are having a good one. Bye.